3, 2, 1, action.
Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Phil McCracken here with Scottish Highlands Interactive Television. I'm here with a group of geography researchers who have been looking into whether Inverness is a clone city. So firstly, what is a clone city and why do you maintain that Inverness is a clone city?
A clone town or a clone city, I've really messed this up, sorry. A clone town is basically an area of... A clone town is basically an area with a high street or other shopping areas that are dominated by chain stores. And we believe that Inverness is a clone town or city because there is chain stores pretty much everywhere in the Eastgate shopping centre and the high street behind us.
Okay, that's great, thank you. So what specifically about where we are, you mentioned the shopping centre, but what specifically about where we are you think makes this a clone city?
Down the high street where you collect the most footfall, there's shops such as WH Smith's, there's a CEX and there's a Pizza Express. These shops can be located across the country and it doesn't really distinguish where you are. Furthermore, in Eastgate, it feels like a train station, it feels like an airport, so it doesn't distinguish Inverness as itself. It does attempt to do this by advertising Old Town and Castle Street, although down these streets we found Jamaican restaurants which aren't very Scottish, and also a vape store. There are a couple of local independent stores down these streets, although most of them have currently closed down due to business. There's no business for them.
Okay, so you're saying it's a clone city. You've mentioned some things, but I know that there is a shopping centre that is just independent stores, that is just around the corner. I was walking around earlier and I heard bagpipe music playing, which you don't hear in most cities. There's several shops that seem to tailor towards Scottishness and towards a Highland identity. So how would you counter that?
Well, I would counter that by saying Inverness and Scotland are two very different places. You can get all these things in Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, any other Scottish town or city that identifies itself as Scottish. This place may be Scottish, but it doesn't identify itself as particularly Inverness.
Okay, excellent, thank you. So going forward from here, going forward into the future, what do you think Inverness could do to make itself a bit more unique, to sell itself? Who would like to take that?
I could take it. They could market themselves as more of a northern town, so it's obviously the most northern town in Scotland. They could really hone in on that, but currently they're not quite doing that. Also, we're from the University of Worcester and it's a great university.
Okay, excellent, thank you. And that's us for now here in Inverness, so back to Nick in the studio with the weather.
Raining.